Oh, hello there. My name is Sixo, but more on that later, as now it's time to bring you my first unboxing video. So the plan here is pretty straightforward. You may know that I already write reviews for both TF Source's blog and my own site at sixotransformers.com, where I try to be as descriptive as possible about each toy's features, the articulation, the gimmicks, what have you. Well, now I'm going to try my hand at unboxing these toys on camera to give you a genuine first impression on them before handing back to the blog work for the full in-depth review. Best of both worlds. I'll try to cover off a bit of interest about each character, the history of the toy, what have you in each case too. To kick us off with the first video today, I've received a special delivery from the wonderful TF Source just the other day, and I've been really quite excited about this one actually and had to stop myself from cracking it open already. It's this guy. It's Masterpiece Lio Convoy. Now the box looks pretty exciting, so let's go ahead and see what this toy is all about. So I've been looking forward to this guy ever since he was first announced some time ago, especially as the promo shots I've seen make him look really swish. I've heard a couple of mixed in-hand reports though, especially about the Lion mode, so I'm keen to make up my own mind. I've been a huge fan of all the Beast Wars Masterpiece toys we've had so far, and if I'm being really honest, I think they're the best toys in the line right now, surpassing a lot of the recent G1 stuff in terms of design ingenuity and fun factor in many cases, but that's just my opinion. I'm also hugely excited for the upcoming MP-48 Tigertron, as, well, he looks outstanding. So this is actually the 6th new Beast Wars Masterpiece mould we've had, after Optimus Primal, Cheetor, Dinobot, Megatron and Black Arachnia. However, this is the first one from that other Beast Wars cartoon. You know the one. No, not that one. This guy is from Beast Wars 2nd, which, as the name suggests, was the Japanese sequel to the show that we got from Mainframe, running from 1998 to 99 and spanning 43 episodes and a mini-movie. It had a new cast of characters and a much lighter tone to the previous show. Lio Convoy was the leader of the Cybertrons, as they're typically known in Japan, or Maximals if you prefer. He turns into a large white lion with a gold mane and is a bit of a serious military commander, although with a gentle, caring side too. Oh, and that design is really quite something.
白いライオンよ、そろそろ本当の姿を見せてくれてもいいだろう。変身。おお、重いしね。みんな心配をかけたな。私はこの通りピンピンしている。よかった。やっぱり無事だったんですね。コンボイ司令、よくぞご無事で。うん。アパッチ隊長代理、ご苦労だった。
Now you'll notice that the lion's face changes to look more robotic during transformation, which is actually a feature that this new toy can replicate, as we'll see. Now I gotta be honest, I'm not an expert on this series by any means. I mean, I've seen bits of it, but I can't say that I've sat through the whole thing at any one point. So my knowledge is based on, what I've seen and what I have read. But it's an interesting show. I mean, just watch.
Damn. 体が動かない。惑星の大気に侵されたか。もうここまでか。ん？どこへ連れて行くつもりなんだ。お？この輝きはものすごいエネルギーを感じる。私を助けてくれるのか。
So yeah, it's quite different. Lio Convoy is a pretty cool character though, and features a ton of weapons. It looks like this new toy is going to make the most of that. I mean, have a look at this clip.
お前は小惑星で死んだはず。天はまだ私を必要としているようだ。 倒せ倒すんだ奴を倒せジャングルの自然を破壊し動物たちを傷つけるお前たちに情けをかける必要はあるまいくれバカモン俺が一番偉いんだぞジャングルの平和は守られたありがとうライオン
So anyway, you get the idea, but even if you're not familiar with the series, there's still a lot to look forward to with the toy. There have been quite a few Lio Convoy toys over the years, with some of the more notable versions being the original release and the subsequent Robot Masters version, both of which are well regarded. But the new MP-48 is the first one that strives for full cartoon accuracy, so let's see how it gets on. The box is pretty typical of the Masterpiece style, with that lovely Beast Wars eye in the background there, and the long life design status adorning the front. Let's hope it's well deserved in this case. The back of the box features a ton of pictures of all the many gimmicks this toy boasts. There are too many to talk through all of them, but some of my favourites are the Lio missile, which looks sickeningly good, and the Energon matrix, which from the box looks like it lights up, but I have no idea if that's the case or not currently. Right then, so let's go ahead and get this box open, shall we, and see what's inside. So I'm just going to cut the tape on the outside, here we go. There we are, always an exciting moment. And let's take a look at what we have here. Oops. Put the box to one side. Right, so we've got the main toy just here in the clamshell. You can see all of his accessories and what have you. We'll run through those in just a moment. First impressions are that he looks pretty cool, actually, I think, in the box. I've not really been too sure what to expect from this lion mode, but got to say that she looks pretty decent to me from there, so I'll take a proper look at that in a moment. We've also got the little baggie just here with the instructions and the character card, if you like that kind of thing. I'm not really that too fussed about those myself, but some people do like them. So we'll just go ahead and take a quick look at those. Right, there's his character card if you are into that kind of thing, and it's got nice design on the back just there as well. And the instructions, which look pretty mammoth, I've got to say. And lots of information there on the front about all his various gimmicks and features, so I'm sure we'll have fun figuring out some of that in just a moment as well. Man, that is a lot of transformation steps. 51, I think it says here. And yeah, quite small, quite intricate and detailed transformation instructions. So yeah, really, I don't know if I'm looking forward to that or not, but we'll find out in just a moment. Let's take a look at the toy itself. So we'll just pop the instructions to one side. Okay, so I'm going to get this guy out of the clamshell. Now, like all Masterpiece toys, there's often a bit of sellotape just on the side. Let's pop that to one side. Looks like a few of his missiles are maybe going to fall out of the way, but here we go. Oh, more sellotape. At least it's not twisty ties, eh? Here we go. Okay, so there's the toy itself. Looking pretty swish. He's got some little plastic sheets just inside various parts there to keep some of the paint safe, I guess. I'll get those out in just a minute. Look at that properly. Don't like to rush these things. But yeah, there's his little lion face. I think it's pretty cute. I don't know about you guys. I've seen very mixed feedback online, but I think it looks all right, to be honest. I mean, it's a pretty good rendition of the cartoon, certainly. There is, yeah, just looking at the side here, there is quite a bit of kibble going on. It's certainly not the cleanest beast mode that I've seen. I mean, you expect a bit, obviously, but there's some quite noticeable, robot mode shins just there, and you can see quite a bit of the underneath. The red is sticking through there, so I don't know about the proportions, actually. I don't know about if you can see that, but the lion head kind of sits quite weirdly back on the whole toy, so I guess we'll have to have a bit of a fiddle with that in just a minute and see if we can sort of make some sense of that. But that's the main toy anyway, so we'll just put that to one side and come back to it in just a second. We've also got in here his main gun, which you can see just there. It's his main handheld blaster, so that's pretty nicely detailed, got some paint on it there. And we've got several little bits. Hang on, let me just grab them. A couple of different missile pieces, there we go. So the red one, we have 2 of those, and this grey one, we have 4 of those. So I'll get those all lined up in just a minute. And we have a little holder, which I know all of the other missiles sort of slot into this, and he can hold it in his hand as well. So we'll have a little go with that in just a minute. Okay, so now that we've had a look at the accessories, let's take a bit more look at the beast mode. And as I say, I think it looks pretty good overall. I mean, I don't know, it's not the cleanest, definitely. There is a lot of kibble, as I say, but for the most part, it does kind of nicely resemble the animation. Make of that face what you will. I guess you'll either love it or hate it, I don't know. For me, it kind of does the job. It feels like it's sort of fairly nicely put together. This back bit does kind of move a little bit, but I think you can, just looking at it, I think you can kind of tab that in. The tail moves up and down, so you've got a bit of motion there. It doesn't seem to move side to side, but hey. The legs, I mean, the joints feel really nicely tight there. It's got some nice ratchets here as well on these sort of back legs, just here, these hind legs. So there's quite a lot of movement in those legs. Hoping to get them into some decent poses for some photos, and same on the front legs, can really work them quite a bit as well. So I think there's a good bit of possibility for some good poses there, what have you. I'll have a little play with it properly later, but first impressions, not bad, certainly. I think, yeah, here, just looking at the instructions as I go, he's got his lion claws just under here. That's listed as one of the kind of key gimmicks. That's on both claws, which is a feature that you'll find him doing in the cartoon. So there you go, they pop out. They're actually surprisingly sharp as well, I'm going to say. I mean, that's, yeah, you would take your eye out with those things, no doubt. And I think, I'm just trying to see down in the instructions as I go, but I think, so there's a gimmick here where you can fold out a couple of blasters in the main as well. So it looks like you fold that up, twist that round, yeah, back down, here we go, and then there are, if you can see that just there are 2 little bits that fold out, just like that, and then you've got these little, very small blaster sections that pop out. There we go, I guess that folds down somehow, there we go. And you've got those red missiles that we saw earlier that kind of pop in, just like that. There we go. Might look a bit mad, but it is what it is. And then these sections on the side fold forward. Yes, they do. And you can pop in those other grey missiles. There we go. Folds forward. And there we go. So look, I'll need to pose that up properly, but you get the idea. He's got some decent weaponry there in his lion mode. Might look a little bit odd if it's not the kind of thing that you're used to, but hey, it's a thing. Okay, so overall, I'm kind of quite satisfied with this beast mode. I think it looks pretty cool. Certainly, my first impression of it is that it looks better than I thought it might have done from some of the promo pictures, what have you, that I've seen. So I'm really kind of keen to see that, how that comes across as soon as I can get it in front of a camera. Okay, so now we're going to take a quick look at the transformation. Now, this is my first time doing an on-camera transformation, so it should be interesting, but let's give it a go. Okay, so got him all transformed up into robot mode, and here he is. So yeah, kind of a handsome-looking robot. I guess, kind of looks like I expected it to. It looks like Lio Convoy, so that's always nice. Seems to be a really nice finish. I really like this sort of pearly white that they've got going on here, and the red is really lovely. Although I have to say, during transformation, there was some definite red paint coming off on my fingers a couple of times. And I did notice that there was quite a bit of paint rub just going on some of the joints there, particularly around the hips just here, which still, we'll just say, I'm kind of weird that these hips don't really seem to tab into anything at all. They're just kind of a bit, they just move around a bit like that, but I'm sure I'll figure that out. The chest section is not fun. Not too bad, but it was mainly just folding these little hinges out from the sides. There's a hinge on the bottom bit of the chest and the top bit just there, and you have to sort of fold them, out like that to form the chest. And I don't know, I didn't enjoy that bit too much. But the head is kind of a weird thing. There's a whole hinge accessory and whole mechanism going on to bring the head up into this shoulder, and then the tail to fit on the left shoulder as well. And that's a very interesting thing going on there. I'm not 100% sure that I got it exactly right, but I think it's mostly there or thereabouts. It does sort of feel like the head is just sitting a little bit higher than maybe I expected, and there's this mechanism in here which feels like it's impeding the motion of the robot mode head a little bit, but I'll figure it out, I'm sure, when I get to putting this guy through his paces in front of the camera. Overall, though, I think, it's a really strong look, very, very attractive looking robot mode, really, really nice looking robot mode. As I say, this is just my first impressions, first time I've handled this toy personally, so, I'm telling it like I see it right now. So yeah, overall, he seems like he's a fun toy. I don't know, the line mode certainly has a few quirks. The transformation for me, I think it's one that I'm going to need to do a couple of times and just kind of get the feel for it. There's certainly a couple of bits that felt like maybe they were needing a bit of care and attention. So, I say that cautiously because it's the first time that I've done it. Definitely, as I say, bit of paint rub on the hands, so that makes me nervous. But let's see how we go. So overall, that's Lio Convoy for you. Good first impression. I'll put the link to TF Source in the video description, so you can go ahead and order one now if you want to, but I'll be aiming to get the full review and photos up on their blog ASAP. Thanks again for watching, and I hope you're enjoying the new channel. If you haven't yet, then don't forget to subscribe, as I'm aiming to bring you a lot more content. Quick final shout out to everyone who already supports me on Patreon. Details are coming up at the end of this video. If you'd like to do the same, of course, it's really appreciated. That's it from me. Enjoy the rest of your day, and TTFN.